Tuff Like Iron, what's up? How you doing?
Greetings. What's good, Irie Chat?
Oh, it's all good here. How's everything going on with you?
Everything is blessed. I'm giving thanks for life and health. It's another day. We got another day to be great. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, and you've been working on some projects lately. I mean, especially during COVID, you've been keeping pretty busy. You had an album come out. You came out with your cool music video called Ganja Army, which I found out that you directed and used your own iPhone to film that video. So, what inspired you to film that music video?
Just being that we had just kind of went into the whole lockdown scenario. I was in Jamaica at the time, and Jamaica has been like very strict at some times during the whole lockdown. They've had a curfew for most of the. They've had a curfew since the coronavirus started, so there's been a lot of restrictions just on movement, and so it's not been that easy to gather and get stuff done and get projects done. And people have just been staying home and just not going out unless it was really necessary. So um, we did most of it just by ourselves, so we could just keep moving and keep getting stuff done. And it was just like a fun vibe too. I got some of my people from all over the world, all my tough people. Some of them sent me some videos of them. So I had my sister from Kenya who sent me a video. I had my brethren from Colorado, Judah Seeds. Big ups to Judah Seeds, always supporting me and showing me stuff. He sent me a nice video of him. He sent some videos of the greenhouses. I got videos from California. I got videos from Trinidad. I got, just big ups to everybody who sent me their little clip for Ganja Army, because it was supposed to be like me and the International Ganja Army. But since we
Yeah,
couldn't all get together because of the COVID
yeah.
and the gathering restrictions, so we did it remotely. So that was the idea. And yeah, give thanks that it came out pretty good. I was proud of what we did.
Are you gonna start working more on your music videos with your iPhone, or was that just like a one idea that you just decided to try out?
I've been doing some more, not really for myself, but for some other artists that I work with. So if you want to see another video I shot, you can check out my brother Goldie Bad Lion, and we recently released a video that we shot at Venice Beach in California, and it's called "Love Is Conducive," and his name is spelled Goldy. So there's another thing that I've shot. I really do love videos and production and stuff like that. So
Okay.
just kind of comes along as a part of the music. And nowadays, just you have to kind of put yourself out there and present
Yeah.
your yourself to the world and let people know what you're doing, and that kind of thing. So it's an important skill, and it's just also something that I just enjoy doing. So kind of like just a hobby, but I know it's a good thing, so I can get some good product out of it as well. So hey, that's a good hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned Iron Media Company. So is that a company of yours that you started?
Well, it's in the works, kind of, for the media stuff, the filming and those kind of stuff. But it's really been a lifelong passion of mine. So I hope to
Okay.
one day be able to develop the whole passion into a full scale video production team that I could offer to other artists, etc. But we're not quite there yet. But
Yeah.
gotta aim for the stars. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. You have a director role in your music videos. So what made you want to get more involved with behind the scenes in that role?
I've always been passionate in terms of I was an avid music video watcher as a youth, and I love just shots and setting up shots, and concepts really are really important to me. I think it's good to try to have some good concepts and not just like do the most. basic thing or the most cliche kind of thing, you know?
Hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that things would come out in a way that I would be pleased with. So I got to make sure sometimes and get more involved.
So, what's your favorite thing about directing?
Well, when I'm working with a good filmmaker and I come to them with a concept and they kind of help bring it to life and then I can see it afterwards, it's really amazing, you know?
Hmm.
Um, just watching the whole thing go from just like a thought or some random thing that I might have said or somebody might have given me an idea. Because a lot of my other people in my circle, they might give me a concept or inspiration for something for a video or whatever. So just taking the idea and manifesting it is really a special experience when you can like sit down afterwards and share it with the world and say, hey, this is what we put together, you know?
Yeah.
I really like that.
I understand that your son actually has his own cooking program called Aya Knife. So, do you have any role in the behind the scenes on his program?
I do, yes. I do help him with figuring out his menus sometimes, figuring out what he wants to prepare,
Okay.
helping him get the ingredients together and everything. And usually I will get a camera person to come and shoot him and just be there to help the whole process and say, oh, what about this shot over here? Or get a close up of the ingredients or, different little just uh, strategies to try to get the best out of what he's got to offer. Because I think it's very special. He's very passionate about food and, it makes me happy because at least I know my son will always be well fed. And he knows about nutrition and plants and farming. So it makes me feel very confident that he'll be okay.
I want to talk about how understand how you came out with the name Tough Like Iron. You kind of got inspired of that name by the lyrics of a song by Lee Scratch Perry. So, do you mind explaining like what song and how did it influence you to take that name?
Well, I was always into dub music and, you know, roots and reggae since I was a child. And I had that Blackboard jungle dub. And that was one of the lines on there that always like stood out to me. And I actually have this name since I was a teenager when I started my clothing line.
Hmm.
I originally named the clothing line Tough Like Iron because it's kind of like a mantra, to just be strong in the Gideon because there's so many things to try to distract you and throw you off course and drain out your energy, drain out your resources. And, you have to really stay focused and really be firm in order to make it. And so I try to, remind myself that on a daily basis. So it's kind of like a mantra, you know, um, and it also was the name I started doing with the clothing design. So anyone who was in Brooklyn or Jamaica in those times would have probably seen me with the crochet and the t-shirts and the different, products that we had, various fashion shows that we did around the place and stuff like that. So I did all of that before I started doing music. And I already had the name Tough Like Iron. Everybody already called me tough everywhere I went. So I was
Hmm.
like, am I gonna now change my name to sing songs and try to act like I'm not tough like iron? I'm tough like iron. I'm
Yeah.
going. I got a lot of what should I say? I don't know what the word is. A lot of people have a lot of stuff to say about me being tough like iron, and they say you don't look tough and stuff like that. And I'd be like, because you can't always judge a book by its cover. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
just about how somebody looks. Everything people are too caught up in the surface a lot of times, and they don't
Hmm.
really know. what could be underneath the surface, because just based on how someone looks, you can't tell what their personality is like. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they're capable of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just always amazed me the amount of backlash that people be like, "You tough like I am," and stuff like that. Like now they want to fight me or something. But I stay firm because that's what I do. You know.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you have a fashion line. So what drew you to doing fashion as well?
Just the same kind of vibes. I just always been into creativity and art and expression and that kind of vibe. I also do screen printing, and I've done a lot of hands-on work um, as a younger person, especially when I was still living in New York. I did a lot of production, of a lot of design, a lot of picking of fabrics and cutting out of patterns and different stuff. So it's all just about creativity and just expressing that you can do what you want in life. You
Hmm.
can be who you want in life, and you don't have to follow the pack. You don't have to stand in line. You don't have to bow to nobody
Yeah.
if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Everybody has to do what they're comfortable with and do what's right for them. So I don't knock that. Because I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I look down on anybody, because everyone has to do what's right for them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But for me personally, I just always been into um, self-reliance and trying to find ways to use creativity and the talents that we have to offer to tell our story, spread positive vibes, just keep our cultural energy flowing and make sure that the youths know about their culture and
Yeah.
where they're coming from and all these things. That's what my life has been about.
Okay.
So I felt that fashion was a good way to do that, because I could put out some imagery that didn't necessarily copy the European standard of beauty, or this is what a woman should look like, or this is what a man should look like. Or
Hmm.
so it's all about breaking the mold and breaking the box and just, being that alternative energy that just is like, here we are, and you can't get us out because we didn't ask you for any sponsorship. Now you know what I mean? We do
Yeah.
what we want, and this is, our culture. This is our roots. This is our vibe. This is what we love. It's we don't get to hear that much stories of people that are not like the mainstream narrative. You know.
Hmm.
So I always want to try to encourage young people too, that maybe if you're somebody kind of like me, who maybe comes from either a Caribbean background or the islands or the US or wherever you come from, if you're kind of somebody like me, maybe you could see another example of just do what you want.
Yeah. Are there any fashion designers that you follow or really admire?
I'm kind of into more like Afrocentric kind of fashion, so I follow a lot of uh, people who make a lot of really cool African fabric clothing and stuff like that, like these cool suits and stuff that are on. I find a lot of that stuff on IG. That's good. But
Okay.
in terms of me personally, I kind of stick with the people that I know. Like big ups to Mama Yashi, my longtime friend and sister in fashion, and style. Mama Yashi out of Jamaica. She's got her website up, so everyone can go and check that out as well. And my other brother, who is a part of the Java Evil family in Jamaica, is called Shotyard. And when I say I gave this man a 10-minute crochet lesson and he just took off, he started making these amazing shoes that look like
Okay.
Clark. He has some that look like Clarks and Timberlands in different styles, the high top, the low
Yeah.
top colors, and they're really special and really unique. So definitely check that out too. And
Okay.
I like that kind of stuff. People that are doing things that I know at hands on and stuff. So yeah, I try to support people from the islands, people who I know are, small business, women who I know are making their income on their own terms and doing their own thing. That would be my best use of, like, if I have thousands of dollars to spend on an item or something, I would rather get some really unique handmade something than get Gucci or those kind of stuff. Not that those. I
Yeah.
mean, I would wear that. It's okay. It's not that special to me.
Yeah.
It's just name. You know what I mean. I like to support actual like craftsmanship and that kind of stuff. So I like a lot of the stuff from the continent that's like very detailed with the beading and the embroidery and those kind of techniques. I also rock with a company from California that's called Peace Fits. So I've done some collaboration stuff with them, and they're always blessing me with some really cool gear. I definitely highly recommend their stuff. It's like really good quality, and they have some cool styles. So definitely, also I would say check out Peace Fits because they have been providing some very cool and unique kind of
Yeah.
some, just something different that's modern but kind of, it's like trendy but not so trendy, you know what I mean?
Mhm. So what kind of apparel can people find in going through the Tough Like Iron collection?
In my collection you're going to see some a lot of crochet hats. Like I said, we still have more to add to the site as well because the color options are kind of unlimited. You could kind of get any color under the sun. So it's always like so many color combinations, so exciting.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of hats. There's t-shirts for men, t-shirts for women, and also tank tops. And there's a few other accessories like hats and bags and some other stuff too. So check it out. Most of the items are going to come with a free download of a song too. So you
Okay.
toughness you can hear and toughness you can wear.
Oh yeah. I like that. So are you involved with any upcoming or previous fashion shows?
I am working on some for the summer. We're planning to have some pop-ups during the summer, and I definitely want to have fashion show as a part of the presentation. Um, right now, what I've been working on recently, though, was releasing some NFTs and just getting myself acclimated to the whole cryptocurrency space and the whole NFT world because it's a whole digital art revolution that's going on the internet. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's been quite an experience, and I must say I've learned a lot. I've connected with some really great people, and it's been a blessing. We do have a few. We have right now two left of our recent collaboration drop with artwork from Ross Terms, and also comes with an unreleased remix of our song called Run the Place. The remix is done by Dub and Dope, and there's also a motion graphic that was done by DJ Echo that the people get to download. So there's digital content, and there's audio, there's visual. You get a physical print of the artwork from Ross Terms. The artwork that he did for the NFT, you get a physical print of that. It's not the original, obviously, it's a print, but you get like a nice framed poster that comes with the glass and all that. And you can just set it on your wall, and you own a piece of tough history. We
Okay.
are some of the first reggae NFTs, so I'm excited about that and just spreading this information and just getting some more people to kind of tune into the space and what's happening so that we can get some of the benefits that there are to NFTs for the artists because it's really a whole new world of possibilities for artists right now. So I happy to be part of that. Happy to be uh, offering my own NFTs currently, and got some more collaborations on the way in the works for some more stuff coming up in the next few weeks and months. There's gonna be some more projects.
I've been through a lot of your music, and there's a couple of songs that you actually sing in Spanish, actually are very fluent in it too. So, how'd you learn to speak Spanish so well?
I learned Spanish in New York. I My mom used to leave me with a babysitter when she would go to work, and the lady did not speak any English, like none. Like she didn't speak no English.
Hmm.
And then she was pretty old, so she wasn't learning. She wasn't trying to learn any English either. She just spoke Spanish. Mostly spoke Spanish. She learned to speak a little bit of English, but I mostly learned Spanish. And my mom worked a lot, so I would be with this lady a lot when I was small. So it
Okay.
had a good foundation of Spanish, and then just I knew a lot of Spanish people, so then I could talk to them. So I would always talk to them. I had a few friends in school and in the neighborhood. I always had friends who in New York it's a very mixed environment. So I always had friends who were like from different places, who were from Puerto Rico, who were from the Dominican Republic and different places, and I would always spend a lot of time and go to their house or different stuff. And so I'd be around a lot of people who spoke Spanish. My
Yeah.
first friend spoke Spanish. My first boyfriend didn't speak English either.
Oh
He
man.
was he's from Belize. So one of the songs actually, we still are friends. So one of the songs he helped me to put together, the one with King Fuda, who is
Mhm.
from Honduras. So big ups to Future Sound, because I couldn't have made that happen. I can speak Spanish pretty good and have a good accent, but I needed help to do the translation to make it actually make sense to
Okay.
Spanish speaking people properly,
Yeah.
So I can talk and have a conversation, but it
Okay.
might not be exactly right,
Yeah.
with Spanish speaking person. So I might, how Spanish is very particular and you have to say like la puerta
Yeah.
and, el carro or whatever. You know what I mean? You have to have like the right
Yeah.
pronoun to go with each thing, whether it's male or female. How do I know if the door is male or female? Like I'm trying to say door, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I do love Spanish still. Though I'm not talking shit about Spanish. I like Spanish.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's very different from how English is set up. But what I like also is it gives me a little insight into the other languages, like the other Romance languages, because
Oh yeah.
from being able to speak Spanish, and then from Capoeira, I learned a little bit of Portuguese. Like, everything in Capoeira is in Portuguese, so you have to like learn some stuff so that you know what to call things. And all the songs that they sing are in Portuguese too. So I learned a little bit of Portuguese from Capoeira. So the Spanish helped me with the Portuguese because the words are very similar. And a lot of the times, if they say the word, I can figure out what the word would be in Spanish, and then I
Mhm.
can the word was, which goes a little bit for Italian, a little bit for French, because they're all based off of Latin same way.
Yeah.
So it I think it's good. It's really good to know one of those languages because then you could kind
Oh
of
yeah.
get at least a concept of what
Yeah.
somebody's saying or how those type of languages work. But
Yeah.
I really like to learn um, some African languages, like to learn like Swahili or to
Okay.
learn Arik or something like that, because that's a completely different structure, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I understand you lived in Trinidad and Tobago, so do they speak any languages over there besides English?
Nope, they just speak English. Now they're getting a lot of Venezuelans over there. So there's a bunch of Spanish speaking people over there because it's so close to Venezuela. A
Hmm.
lot of people have been coming over kind of somewhat not legally, I think, just like because they can just go on a boat and go over there. So there's a sudden influx. There's always been some Spanish in Trinidad, but
Okay.
not like nobody speaks Spanish. Everybody speaks English.
Hmm.
It's not Spanish speaking country. It's not they just speak English.
Did you get into a lot of soca music when you were there?
A little bit, definitely a little bit. I do have a little special spot in my heart for soca music,
Okay.
but it's not really my top music musical choice necessarily.
Yeah.
But I do what I really love about soca music is just the energy and the vibes and how everybody will be coming together as one and everybody will be so happy and so excited. So I it's not really like I love the music that much, it's not the songs, but I love the energy that it creates
Oh,
and
yeah.
the people you just be having such a great time
Oh, yeah.
and everybody like when the song says jump, everybody
Oh,
jump
yeah.
and they're like having they're living their best life.
Oh,
Listen, the
yeah.
soul people are living their best life. They do not have time for people and their judgments or any kind of antics. So
Yeah.
that they have to party. So I respect that. You
Yeah.
know, I definitely respect that. And if you ever, do you ever spend any time in the islands at all?
I mean, I've been to a couple of places. Trinidad and Tobago is one spot I would love to go to, though.
Never been there before. If you ever go to, I mean, even in Jamaica, they have carnival too. Like
Okay.
carnival is a special experience, and some of the time you will see some of these older people, like the people are like 60 years old and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They've been up for 3 days and they have drank six
Oh,
quarts of rum every day. You know what I mean? And they're just like, hey, and they're having such a great time. So I really respect that. Just like the energy of the soca music
yeah.
um, is powerful to me. So I do have a collaboration on the way with the great Problem Child, who is a very high caliber soca artist. He's from actually St. Vincent,
Okay.
so he's not from Trinidad. He's from St. Vincent. That's actually where my father was born. My father was born in Trinidad, and I mean, hear me, born in St. Vincent and grew up in Trinidad. So also just in case anyone is not yet aware, they did have a recent volcanic eruption
Hmm.
in St. Vincent. Um, you know, a lot of damage was caused to their infrastructure and people's homes and, you know, schools and businesses and everything was covered in ash. And I think they're going to have a lot of rehabilitation that's going to have to happen there. So, you know, just send some prayers and send some donations if you can. If you're in a position to be able to send things over there, there are different places that are collecting actual physical goods, and there are different um, groups that are organized that are collecting funds and sending it forward to try to get these people back on course here. So if you can tune into that, you know, send some love to the St. Vincent people because we love them. So big up to Problem Child, big ups to the whole SPG. You know, we always showing love. We still representing. We want to let everybody know about this volcano situation though, because I'm not sure if it's really getting that much coverage outside of our kind of Caribbean community. I don't know if that much people even know that this is happening, you know, so
Yeah.
to keep it in mind and keep these people in our hearts and our prayers. And if we can, send whatever we can to give them a little help.
What can people expect from you coming up?
Well, wow, so many things. Just expect the unexpected.
Okay.
It's going to involve music and fashion and art and NFTs.
Well, since we're wrapping up, is there anything you would like to share for our listeners?
Well, it's been a real joy and an honor. Thank you so much, Irie Chat, for having us today. You know, just want to tell everyone to do their best and stay tough like iron because it's tough like iron. It's a mentality. You know, it's in the mind. It's about being firm and strong. And right now, it's a lot of uncertainty in the world. You know, but we have to do our best still. So I know it's a lot of people going through a lot of hard time right now, and I just want to encourage them to try their best to stay positive and just count your blessings, because there's always tomorrow, and well, not always, not for everyone. So we need to make the best of today.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we still are here. We have a chance to make some good things happen. Things may not be ideal with the whole pandemic situation and stuff like that, but you know, I just want to encourage everyone to do their best to stay positive and stay firm, and you know, know that we will have to just do whatever we have to do. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? But we're here and we have to just hold the joy and give thanks for life because we are here. So that's my little word to the people them.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate this conversation, but tough like iron. Thank you so much for joining us in Irie Chat, and best of luck on everything.
Okay, great. Irie Chat, big up.